Oops. Almost knocked my phone over. So, I think it's day 32. I don't, ever since I did the video a couple of days ago about what's my intention, that's kind of been rolling around in my head. Although I will say that day before yesterday, when I told you, yesterday I told you guys about how I'd been listening to the videos the day before. That was 2 days ago. That was the same day that I got on the video and said, hey, I don't know, what is my intention with these videos, and then after that, making that video on the ride home, we were listening to the videos that triggered all that stuff in me that I was telling you, and I was like realizing that it's like peeling an onion, except for I think it's a dice or whatever, but that's what it is. It's the peeling of the onion, and it just creates so much water coming out of your eyes. But it was that video where Kyle was talking about, like, in that video he was talking to a crowd of people about how we all have a different conversation going on in our head than we're having out loud with the people around us. And that the world needs some authenticity, some vulnerability. Like, it needs to see people being real and being truthful, like what's going on the inside. What's really going on the inside. And then, for me, what I think is beneficial about being able to show people the truth about what's going on inside of me is it has made me feel a little less crazy. When I've gotten to see the truth of other people who, like, they're just, hey, this is me. It's so refreshing, and it feels so good, because we really are in a society where people are very edited. And so it made me feel really good about the fact that I am in here just telling you guys about what's going on inside. And a lot of that judgment that comes after I make the video is strictly based on that. It's society stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, nobody wants to see this shit, and you should just show them how cool it is and the good things, and show them that you can only find the good. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to be real, and some days suck. And some days I'm seeing it all wrong, and then the next day I'm like, woo, figured that shit, you know what I mean? The world needs some real. And so I felt a lot better. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to be real. Give everybody permission to be real. Feel a little less crazy in their real, because we get so edited to be accepted, to be liked, to be paid, to be supported, to not be beat up, to not this, to not, you know what I mean? It's like there's a condition on all of our behaviors, and what's really going on inside, we don't share that much. And so then what's real going on inside of other people, they don't feel permission to share either, because nobody's sharing it. So here it is, I'm sharing it. So funny, this is not what I was going to talk about today either. I was actually going to talk about how the stories we tell ourselves about a situation either makes or breaks that situation, And that I think ego plays a really big role in telling the stories. Because it took me 32 days to finally speak my piece about something that's going to just make all the difference. All the difference. And it was ego. It was ego the whole time. They're like, no, because ego needs a problem. It needs a problem. It's that part of you that it's like when you're hanging out with your kids. I heard this on a video too. When you're hanging out with your kids, you want to go somewhere else. And when you're at work, you want to be with your kids. And when you're on vacation, you want to be home. And when you're home, you want to be... That's the ego. It needs to give you something to do. It needs for there to be a problem. So it's like, I think the ego was really hanging on to this one thing because it was the only problem I had left. Real problem. And so, boy, was it talking me out of talking about it. And now I get to wait for the rainbow, even though there wasn't much of a storm by the conversation, So, it's on the outside of me. And that's the other thing, too, and my daughter had made a really good point about something else, and this was a couple of weeks ago, Tiana. This is a shout out to you, baby girl. she's like, so, how did she put it? She's basically saying that, yeah, a conversation might be uncomfortable for a minute, but aren't you already uncomfortable? Like, you're already uncomfortable. So why not have an uncomfortable conversation about it instead of just staying uncomfortable? Like, you have a chance to get comfortable if you can have the uncomfortable conversation. And that's the truth of the matter. And we make this big old story up about what the other person's response is going to be, about how they feel, what their intention is. And then we don't talk about it. And we don't get to see it change or be better. So anyway, that's what I was going to talk about. And I had a whole lot of stuff to say on that, but it seems like there were others what needed to be talked about the most. So anyway, and the shedding has not stopped, but there's a strength in it right now. And I don't know if it's related to society, you know, being here where I feel safe or not. I don't know, but there is some comfort in the shedding that's happening, and then it's still happening. So I am teaching the ego to be the servant to the master, which is I. It's true though. It needs to be the servant, not the master. We need it. It needs to be the servant. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want to do with it if it resonates with you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.